Kadesh Orchat Kapas Yachat Magid Rachta Maitzi Matzah.
Magid, mitzvah of Sipur Yetzias Mitzrayim. It's a very unique mitzvah. It's very different than most Chagim, where we have a mitzvah of Hallel or Hodah. Here we have a very unique way, similar to something we see on Purim, of telling the story. There are two different ways that we as people learn things. Okay, one is through what Chazal call Shemiah, and one is through what Chazal relate to as Re'iyah. Okay, one is through hearing, and one is through seeing. Okay, now when Chazal use the word language of Shemiah and Re'iyah, it's not necessarily literal. Okay, meaning it's not only seeing with our eyes and only Shemiah with our ears. Okay, when we use the word Re'iyah, Ani roeh et dvarecha, okay, Re'iyah means it's something which I understand myself. It's something which I see. Okay, and when I see something, there's a certain tremendous power to seeing. You can't compare something which you see yourself to something which you overhear from someone else. Okay? Or as we see, or as we know in the English phrase, seeing is believing. Okay? In general, something which I see myself, which I learn myself, which I understand myself, which I come to myself. So it's much more internalized. Okay? As opposed to Shemiah, which is a term we use when we receive a truth from someone else. It's not something we have come to, okay? Or Re'iyah is sometimes even something which I've heard from someone, but then we come to it and we accept it, but it relates to the fact that we ourselves now, we get it. Okay? That's Re'iyah. Shemiah is not as powerful. On the other hand, Re'iyah is far more limited. I can only see that which I have the devices and the tools to come to on my own. Shemiah opens up a vision and a perspective which only someone else can give me. Something which I could not have seen myself. Something which only someone who has seen generations, seen more, has a different perspective is able to give me. Okay, so the ultimate growing experience, okay, is one which is able to combine both Shemiah and Re'iyah. In our Sipur of Yetzias Mitzrayim, that is exactly what we try to do. On the one hand, it's Sipur, it's Shemiah. Our responsibility is to hear. Obviously, when there isn't someone else, then we also tell the Sipur to ourselves. But at its core, it's for someone from a different generation, with a different perspective, with a wider perception, to be able to tell the story of Yetzias Mitzrayim. And that's Shemiah, to learn something new. But it's not limited to Shemiah, because the way we're supposed to tell that story is in a form of Re'iyah, Lahar Os. You're supposed to show, it's supposed to be something which is tangible and real, so that it's something which, even though it's told as a tzipur, it's received as something which we experience ourselves, and it's something which we can relate to. In our own Shabbos home, we try to create that lahar. In our own Pesach home, in our own Pesach Seder, we try to create that also by a little bit dressing the part of Yetzias Mitzrayim, but sitting around and telling part of the story of Yetzias Mitzrayim in first person, where I sit and I tell my children through Agarata, as if Ani Ba'atzmi, came out of Yetzias Mitzrayim, and I tell the story of what happened when I sat through the Makos, and when I walked through the Yam. That is the convergence of both Shemiah and Re'iyah. And that convergence of Shemiah and Re'iyah we call Sipur. Telling a story, not just telling over history, telling over a story with agarata and in a descriptive way so that you can virtually see it and experience it and internalize it. That is the way we do the Sipur. The Mir Mekayim Magid and Sipur Tzias Mitzrayim. Chag Sameach.